Hello matcha lovers, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you 3 methods of preparing iced matcha latte. I went to Starbucks recently and guess what? They have now started using pure matcha instead of the lots of scoops that they put of matcha powder into their iced drinks. This time I noticed that they are using pure matcha just like I do. This is the best way to make your matcha. You use very little amount of this precious powder into your drink and you get an absolutely delicious drink. Just for information, this is the drink that I take every day. Not a single day passes without me having a matcha. For my recipe today, I am going to make 16 ounces. Now you'll find the recipes in my book, All Things Milk Tea. In my book, for a 16 ounce cup, I use 2 teaspoons of my matcha green tea, which is this one. For 1 teaspoon of matcha is about 2.5 grams of matcha. So 2 teaspoons will be about 4.9 to 5 grams of matcha. Let's take a look at the ingredients once again. I'm going to use my pure matcha here. No creamer added, no sugar added, just 100% pure matcha. And I'm going to use fresh milk because this is a latte, so it's just fresh milk. You can use any milk of choice. If you are lactose intolerant, you can also use soy milk, coconut milk, almond milk, whatever you like. And we are going to use my sugar syrup. This is a homemade sugar syrup which you can make yourself using the recipe that I have above. Check out that video if you haven't yet seen it. Sugar syrup can be adjusted according to your preferences. So I normally say about 30 ml or 1 ounce of sugar syrup if you are making this commercially. But if you're making this at home, you can adjust it according to your own taste preference. Personally, I skip the sugar syrup. But if you'd like to sell this and you'd like to get that wow factor when somebody takes your drink, add a little bit of the sugar syrup. And you can even change the sugar syrup or replace the sugar syrup with any flavor like hazelnut or vanilla, depending on what you would like to offer in your shop. Let's start with the first method, which is using the blender. This one is a very good measuring cup because it has a lot of measuring units here. You have teaspoon, you have tablespoon, you have milliliters, you have ounces. So take your pick depending on which one you're more comfortable with. So I'm going to put 150 ml or 5 ounces of milk into the blender. So basically what we're trying to do here is to put all the ingredients in one place and blend them together. And then I'm going to add my matcha. The idea here is to keep it simple, make sure that all the matcha is fully dissolved and incorporated with the milk. Add a little bit of ice into the blender and we are going to blend this together. So this is really just like making a milkshake. I forgot to put my sugar syrup, so I'm going to put it now. Okay, so that is to sweeten my matcha drink. There, so that the ice cools down your drink and you have your first drink, iced matcha green tea latte using the blender. Let's make the second drink using the second method, which is using our electric milk frother. 45 ml of my water into this one. So like I said, it is good because you can see a lot of measuring units in this glass. So that's about 45 ml or 3 tablespoons of water in there. And this time I'm not going to forget that I have to add my sugar syrup into my glass there. And then I'm going to add my matcha. Now this milk frother is very, very strong. That is why I'm suggesting that you use a tall glass to do this, okay? Okay, now some of the matcha are still undissolved. I could see some of them on the sides. So keep swirling it just to make sure they are fully incorporated. 5 ounces or 150 milliliters of milk. If you're doing this for home, you don't have to measure it, but if you have a shop, then definitely measure it. Okay, so I'm going to pour it into my cup of ice here. And this is your matcha using the electric milk frother. For the third method, it's a little bit more complicated. This is the ceremonial matcha. Matcha straight into my matcha bowl. It's been previously sifted. And to this, I am going to add my sugar syrup, just 15 ml of my sugar syrup. And then I'm going to add water. For the water, I'm going to use 45 ml, just the same with what I used in the other method using the electric milk frother. So it's altogether about 2 ounces of water or liquid that you're going to add to your matcha. And this time I'm going to use my matcha whisk. Make sure you clean it before, and if you'd like to see the full ceremonial process of making matcha, then I would suggest that you check out the video link above. That is the step-by-step procedure on how to prepare a ceremonial matcha. Okay? Using the matcha whisk is the perfect way to dissolve the matcha. And you must get that beautiful tiny bubbles on top. Okay? So there is absolutely nothing that is not dissolved or incorporated in my sugar and water mix. Pour the milk over. So look at that beautiful mix there. Let's pour it. Three different methods of preparing your matcha. Same presentation method. There's no frills, just mix them all together. Wow. I can tell you, this is the perfect iced matcha green tea latte. Take your pick depending on what equipment you have on hand and also depending on how messy you'd like it to be. I would say if you're using the blender, the downside is that you still have to wash the blender for your next drink. If you're using the electric milk frother, especially if you're using something like this, very, very easy. After you use it, all you have to do is to dip it in water, turn it on one more time, and then it will rinse itself. So it's very, very easy to clean. And if you're using the ceremonial process with the matcha bowl and the whisk, you have to also clean this. So I suppose they are very, very similar, but it really depends. If you have a specialty matcha shop, I would suggest that you use the matcha bowl and the chasen and all the whole song and dance about the ceremonial process of matcha. And if you are having a lot of customers, then I would say that you use the electric milk frother. That's the easiest way. And if you do have a blender and it's easy enough for you to use the blender, then by all means go for the blender. That's all I have for you today. If you have any questions about these recipes, these methods, do let me know, comment below. Don't forget to click that subscribe button, and also if you have been helped by this channel at all, do give us super thanks. I am so grateful for all your support. We just hit 200,000 subscribers today as I filmed the video, and I cannot be any more grateful for all of the support that I have been receiving on this channel. I'll see you again next time. Thank you for watching. Ciao for now.